Today we'll speak about understanding team formations regarding RIASA and how I want to play. We'll start with a 4-3-3, which is obviously a defensive unit and attacking unit. Defensive wise, this is how we look to play it. We don't want the wide strikers too deep. If we play too deep, we then allow ourselves to overload midfield, which allows the fullbacks out. So we try and split the back four with the three. 9 times out of 10, an opposition defender, a midfielder, will sit in the pocket, which is where our holding midfielder, attacking midfielder would sit. 2 holders, which protects the back four, which allows them to be a nice narrow shape. If the ball is then thrown out to a fullback on either side, we then can adjust by pressing and forcing him down the line. He stops coming here, the centre forward stops him coming out the far side. So that's defensively. We cover most of the pitch quite easily, and we control the way the opposition play very well, to be honest. Force them and make sure the pitch is in more or less 3 units. So we have a unit along here, another unit along here, and got a unit there. So it makes the game very, very simple defensively. But on that side of it, it is a very attacking unit and formation, so it's quite a quick one to switch on to in transition the ball. If, for instance, this wide striker is in here, creates an awful lot of space here, which then could overload the fullback, which then drags the centre holding midfielder across, which creates holes in here. So it's important that the 3 at the top can obviously change positions, change roles within that 3 unit, but make sure that if the ball hits, then is transferred and the transition is made, we're back into a good situation and a good unit with the top 3. They're the most important 3 in that formation. Attacking wise, it's very, very different to the defensive setup. Obviously, we have 1 more holder than the other. The defensive, there's 2 holders. While we're going forward, 1 will go and join in. With even 1 low line there to try and kill anything that comes out his way, which then allows the 2 fullbacks to go and play higher. The 2 fullbacks go and play higher, which allows the 2 centre halves or central defenders to split a little bit more, covering more space. If the central defenders are in here, and this one in here, there's loads of space down there that can be capitalised with a counter-attack from the opposition. So if we split a little bit wider, covering more space as a 3, the holder just sits, so it becomes like an inverted back 3 as you like. The wide striker plays high and wide on both sides, which allows the fullback to come and use that space and penetrate there. The highest line, the centre midfielder, which is the attacking midfielder, then more or less becomes either the number 10 or a second number 9, which allows him to get in the box. The second holding midfielder then goes and plays in and around the edge of the D. That area for obviously switches the play, move from one side to the other, but also when the cross does come in, it's clear we have someone into the box and in that area to pick up the second pieces and then recycle, and we try and get our deliveries again. This number 10 is normally the late runner into the box. If, for instance, the ball is delivered from our wide right, we expected our wide left striker to be in and around 6-8 yards out, in line with the far post, which then allows the fullback to come and play higher again, like the holding midfielder, recycle and re-deliver anything that they see fit to do. That's the basic principles of a defensive unit and attacking unit of 4-3-3. This has worked quite well for us this year. I admit we haven't done an awful lot. We obviously vary the other 2 formations than this one, but this is it's a very attacking, fluid formation. But defensively, we must get back into that shape as quick as possible to try and nullify any prospect or attempts to counter-attack or play forward. With every formation, there's the advantages and disadvantages. The advantages of a 4-3-3, we have a fluid transition to a 4-5-1 defensive, which allows the 2 wide strikers to drop off, not too far, but far enough just to kill all that space in there, which becomes overload. Obviously, we have a triangular midfield. A flat midfield helps the pressing and engage a lot easier, a lot simpler, because everybody knows their jobs and their roles. It becomes a 3-stroke 4-pronged attack with the wide strikers as number 10, and the wingers play between the lines. Anyone who's played against a 4-3-3 or a good attacking midfielder who understands the game hates playing against players who play between the lines. No one's sure who to pick him up, when to pick him up, why they should be picking up, where they should be standing, so it causes chaos. So when you're playing a 4-3-3, it's important that the wide strikers play between the lines on the half turn. And it's quick for counter-attack. Obviously, the keeper receives the ball from, our defensive keeper receives the ball. He's got more than one option of just a simple lone striker. He has the 3 strikers at the top. He has the number 10, so he has more opportunities and more diverse aspects of getting the ball forward into a good area, from turning a defensive motion into an attacker. Obviously, we have disadvantages. If the back 4, midfield 2, attacking 3 are too deep, it leaves the lone striker isolated. It becomes very difficult then to get the ball into him to then hold it up when you've got 2 or 3 players around him and bring players in. So it's important that if we do play a 4-3-3 with a lone striker, it becomes a more compact unit into areas where we can get players in and around the ball that goes into the striker. Obviously, striker comes deep at times if he isn't getting engrossed in the game, so therefore it goes back to the lone striker being isolated. You need to get players higher up the pitch and more in contention with the striker on his own. Wingers can get caught in a 4-5-1, so that if wingers and the wide strikers don't really know their roles, they get caught too deep, it allows the opposition fullback to get out all the time. So therefore, it's imperative that they know they're not an out-and-out winger. They are a wide striker playing a winger and wide striker role. Is there no width in an offensive formation? I agree and disagree. I agree, yes, sometimes that the wide striker gets caught a little bit narrow at times, but then the wide striker on the flip side must understand that if there's an opportunity to get the ball wide and down the sides of fullbacks, they must go and pick up a position where it's impossible to do so. Fullbacks are also very important for this. If the wide striker then is getting caught inside all the time, it should allow the fullback to go beyond and down the sides, creating that overload, creating that next pass and that next ball. And that is the 4-3-3 formation.